Welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial is going to look at how we could make a bonus appear if you've lasted a certain amount of time in a game. So if you're going in a maze game or a platform or a shooter and you've lasted a while, that perhaps a certain weapon could come down or a bonus object which you could collect to get a lot more points. And the way I've set it up is I'm just using a basic maze game. I've got a person that moves around and collects a bunch of diamonds. Now, I don't have enemies in there, but what I want you to imagine is that as you see this game, that there's enemies obviously moving around as you are or following you, and you have to obviously escape the enemies and collect all the diamonds. But what we're going to do is we're going to set an alarm. So if we last, say, 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 5 minutes, whatever time within your game, we then can set an alarm so that something appears at that point in time. So let's have a look at how we can do that. So first we need to decide we need a new sprite to be that new bonus. So for instance, we're just going to have this little pellet that appears as our bonus, and you can see it just sort of glows as it sits there. And so we just call it sprite underscore bonus. And so what we've done is we need to then create it into an object based on that sprite bonus. We just call it object underscore bonus, and we can have a collision event so that when we collide with our person, that perhaps it, ups our score by quite a bit. So if we last a certain amount of time, we can set our new score to 50 and set it relative to 50. Now the next thing we need to do is create an object that has no sprite, but we can just call object bonus time. And this is putting down the timeline that will tell us how long we need to last until the bonus appears. And so we need to do two things. And so the two things we need to do is add two events. We need to add a create event and an alarm event. So we choose an alarm, say alarm 3, and in our create event, all we simply do is we set an alarm time. So we go into our control, into our main 2, and we grab our alarm. We want to set alarm 3 to a certain number of steps. So how about we say 100 or 120 steps. So after 120 steps, the computer counts down from when you're first in the room, and when it reaches 0, we want something to happen. What we want to happen is we want to create an instance of an object. Now that object is the object bonus, and we want to create it at roughly 150 in from the top left hand corner. So we tick object bonus and tick OK, and then we've got those two functions. So we create an alarm that counts down from 120. Now you just need to think about how long you want to be in your game before you get your bonus. Is it only 20 seconds? Is it 2 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? How hard and how difficult is the challenge? And then you just set in your alarm what you want to appear. So it could be a special weapon, it could be a bonus, it could be a baddie that appears if after a certain couple of minutes all the time these baddies keep appearing once a minute. So you could do something like that. We then click OK, and we then place it in our room. So we click find object bonus time, click the tick, and the last thing that we need to do is we need to go into our collision of the bonus with the person, and once it's set the score, we want to destroy it so that it doesn't stay there and we keep getting lots of bonus points. So we just destroy the instance of the self and click OK. Then all we have to do is click play. And hopefully now, so when you imagine there's enemies etc. chasing me, and I'm moving around collecting my diamonds, doing my thing, and then all of a sudden this bonus appears because I've been in the game for so long, and then I get 50 bonus points. So that's how you implement a bonus, or perhaps baddies or other objects using an alarm. That's the end of this tutorial, so save your stuff and keep going.